See with the doctors, do you know that you can also ask for a second opinion?
You got another doctor that goes, I can confirm you're definitely an arsehole.
Hello, this is the Glesga podcast. This is NHS Part 2. Coming up this week.
You could use your ring box as a torture implement. Should send you to Iraq for enhanced interrogation techniques.
Whatever happened to that Gillian McKee?
You used to get people that read tea leaves. She would read your jobby, right? I'm not going to judge anybody and then suddenly look down on somebody because of lifestyle. It's alright for you. You're just a pampered middle class fanny sitting in judgment to everybody. This is the longest examination I've ever had. Anyway, welcome back.
We're going for a repeat appointment with this one. We're going back. We're checking in.
A follow-up. We've got a follow-up. Right, here we are, the follow-up. So, what do you want to know?
Have you ever discharged yourself?
No, you do what you're told. The doctor... I've never discharged myself. The doctor comes and says, right, that's you. Out. You're better now. Here's some tablets, bolt. Thank you. And that's it.
I discharged myself.
Why? For getting what?
When I had an anal stretch done, I had to because
you're dicing with death, son.
Well, it was fine. I couldn't wait. I had to Scotland.
It was fine. Do you know it was fine? Did the doctor tell you it was fine?
No, but I felt it was fine.
You'd need to listen to the doctor. If I was sitting there with a gaping gash, a gaping wound in my ring box, I would have sat tight. Hardly. But I would have sat tight and waited for the doctor. He'd tell me, right, bomb's away. That's the bomb bay, shut up.
They gave me loads of... What's that stuff you drink? They give you stuff to drink that helps you to poo.
Eldorado.
What's it called? The powder stuff? And you mix it up.
Cremola foam.
Aye, something like that.
No way.
No, it's not cremola foam. It's called something. I don't know what the...
Liver salts.
Aye.
These fizzy stuff.
And a sharp
Andrew's liver salts used to get this stuff. It's called Japs health salts, and you would a cup of water, and you would take a tablespoon, and it would be dead fizzy.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be a laxative.
This is a laxative, aye.
Now, you've got a gaping wound. You've got that, and they're giving you something to help you to shit.
Well, it needs to come out.
Needs to come out. It's going to come out anyway. You've got a hole in your undercarriage.
I couldn't push it out.
You couldn't push it out. It's going to fall out. If I had a hole in my bag for life, I would change it. You know, you can buy these devices on the internet, and some of them have got lights, flashing lights. These butt plugs, have you seen them? Have you not seen these?
No.
And obviously, I presume you get them in different sizes. I mean, you would need a big one. Right. Just get a big butt plug. It's just like a plug for your sink, but it's maybe made differently. I've not really investigated the matter fully, but I'll have a look today.
But you'd have to remember and take it out.
Oh, you would know it was in there. Well, you would just take it out when you do it.
You mean it would stay in there to help
Aye, it stays in there. Well, it's like plugging something, isn't it? It's like the sump plug under your motor. We go and drain the oil out, you take out the sump plug. In fact, why don't you buy a sump plug? You've got one of the electric motors.
Aye.
It probably uses oil because it's still got moving parts in it.
Aye.
Do you need to put oil in it?
I've not checked. I don't check it. I'll wait until I take it for a service.
Get a sump plug for a motor because they're watertight.
Yeah. I phone the AA if I need to get my tyre changed, or I can't do stuff like that.
Hello. Hello, is that the AA? My arse is leaking. Where are you, sir? I'm at the M74. Fuck off. Sorry, sir, you're not adequately covered. Oh man, that's bad.
I know. Do you not think there's a massive crisis with the NHS though, because people are living longer?
So they say. Propaganda. The point is, if you live longer, take better care of yourself. take a bit of responsibility. The simple fact of the matter is the NHS is underfunded. Because the people at the top of society don't want to pay any tax. They've got more money than they could ever count, but they don't want to pay tax on it, the bastards. It's fucking idiots like us. We pay all the tax.
We don't make any money to pay tax.
Certainly not doing this, we don't. But it's idiots like us that pay tax. Our people at the top of society, these arseholes, they don't pay tax. They would rather pay a lawyer and an accountant loads of money to avoid tax.
Do you think it's tax deductible going private healthcare? Probably.
I bet these BAMs could tax dodge it somehow. I would doubt it though. Unless, I'd tell you where it would be tax deductible if you think about it. Suppose you've got an act where like these, what's that mob called? That Cirque du Soleil?
Aye.
You remember that guy, Mr. Lifto, that used to lift weights with his bobby?
Aye.
So he had a ring through his wanger. And he would lift anvils and couches and all that with his bobby. Now, I don't know how you find out you've got a talent like that, but that's another story. And he would lift stuff. So for him, I would imagine if he injured his bobby in the course of his work, then that would be tax allowable. A football injury, getting treatment with a physiotherapist, that would be tax allowable because it's necessary in the performance of his work. So it depends on your argument.
Must be a high premium for him.
You need to ask an accountant.
So
an accountant will know that.
What's his name?
Who?
The guy with
Mr. Lifto, he was called.
Mr. Lifto.
And he used to lift things, you know, and he'd be on a platform and he'd lift a minibus full of scouts or something. With his Tadger.
Was his sister in Benidorm firing ping pong bombs?
Oh, Sticky Vicky, God bless her. She's no longer
she did
with
that?
us. She died very recently. She died at the end of 2023.
Wow.
Sticky Vicky.
Do you think she was buried with some inside her?
I don't know.
Ping pong balls.
I don't know.
But our daughter does it now, does she know?
Is that right?
I think so.
I don't know. Carrying on the family tradition.
Mr. Methane, did you ever work with him?
What did he do?
Well, Mr. Methane, he played tunes, farts, with his farts.
Is that right?
Aye,
well, imagine if that was his living, if he made a living out his arse, which clearly he did, then any arse surgery that he had would be tax allowable. Absolutely.
Because it was...
Because it was essential. See, if you're a performer and you paid 40 grand to get your teeth done,
You try to tell me I could have put my hair transplant?
Yeah, because you're a internet personality.
I'm well looking at that, putting it.
Yeah, you could. It's a bit late. I don't know if you can do it retrospectively.
Do you know the good story about Mr. Methane? I gigged with him years ago, and all the comics were arguing who had to go in after him because it was stinking.
Did he use the microphone that everybody else was using?
Aye.
Oh no, he needs to bring his own mic. He needs to have his own separate radio mic or be hooked up to something. No, that's because I was gigging with a comedian, and his breath was absolutely fucking vile. I thought, fucking hell. When I remember I came on stage, I was MCing one night at a stand in Glasgow, and I came on stage, and you know we all use the same microphone, and I could smell it. I went, what the fuck? It smelled like somebody had shat themselves in the front row. And it was that horrible a smell. I went, fuck's sake, I remarked upon it. I went, somebody's just shat themselves. When you shat yourself? And it was the mic, and this comedian's breath was so bad. It smelled like some camel had been eating shite for his dinner. I mean, it was horrendous. It was absolutely fucking horrendous. When I realised what it was, I mean, this comedian fucking breath was horrendous. And he's very well known.
Wow, has he got a toothbrush now?
Sorry?
Has he got a toothbrush now?
I don't know. But his breath is horrible.
Oh, you'll need to tell me after this who it
I'll
was.
tell you after it.
If you know yourself, say in the comments.
Yes. If the comedian's watching, phone in and apologise.
You spoke about your stroke, but you're doing all right, didn't you? But how was that for you? Was it a wake up call? Was it? Did you see the light at the end of the tunnel?
Well, I wasn't a near death experience, because that's what people have when you hear that, where they go, I died and I floated above the table and I could see myself, and then I was going towards this light and there was 5,000 Motherwell fans going, come on, it's great here, we win every match. And I thought, no, eternal happiness is not for me. So I came back into myself. No, I never saw the light. It's but by that, I had a stroke, and but I didn't know it was a stroke. I thought it was just a heavy come down, you know, and I was running about for a couple of days. I was strokey. Really, I was strokey, and I was driving a motor and hitting curbs and all that in a motor, and never realised it was a stroke, and went up to the hospital, the A&E, and I had to go myself, because obviously I'm not a millionaire, you know, the Illuminati backcopter, clearly I'm no subscribed to that. So I went up and I says, I didn't look as though I had a stroke, I didn't even notice any difference, and I went up and went, I've had a stroke, I think I've had a stroke, and they went, fuck off, and I went, no, you fuck off. Well, no until you've treated me. I says, I've had a stroke. I said, I'll sit there. And they saw me and they went, they examined me. And they couldn't see anything wrong, you know. But I knew something was wrong, because I couldn't wash my arse in the shower. I couldn't, there was no, I was brushing my teeth and I couldn't put pressure on the brush. So it was very mild. And they CT scanned me. They never sent me to the vets. I was only 17 stone at the time, and the CT scanned me, and they went, you've had a stroke, and they gave me some aspirin, and they went, we'll give you a bed, and I was in for a week, as you know.
Wow.
So that was it. I had a stroke.
How long did you have to wait in A&E?
It wasn't long at all.
Do you think they saw that's Glesga we'll fast track him through?
It didn't seem like that, but obviously, given my celebrity status, it's possible. I don't know. No, I didn't wait very long at all. Maybe from the point I went in to the point I was admitted to hospital, 2.5, 3 years, which is quite normal, isn't it?
Aye. What was the food like?
It was alright.
When I was in, I get Deliveroo. I get Deliveroo in my ward.
Well, you see, you're an over-entitled wanker. That's your problem. You think the world owes you something. Yeah, diddy. You know what I mean? The food's no good enough. You're an arse. The food was fine. You see, the difference between you and I is, I'm very grateful for everything I've been given and for the gifts I've been given. But you somehow think you're under the delusion, like most of the fannies on the planet, that you're somehow owed something. That you just don't take things as you find them, that you deserve better.
No, I owed them.
That's why I'm happy and you're no.
I'm happy I had my chicken fried rice. I was delighted. Why no? I think that's great. You can get a Deliveroo and it brings it to the hospital ward.
I suppose it is. The food was perfectly fine.
I was screaming when I get taken into hospital.
Screaming?
The first time in my...
They were probably screaming when they saw you coming in going, oh no, this arsehole again.
Literally, it was my arsehole again that was giving me jip.
Maybe it's the Deliveroo food that's causing the problems.
Well, it is, because I wasn't having enough fibre in my diet, apparently.
Is that right? That's how you couldn't... I couldn't...
I couldn't...
So what was the problem with your ring box? you couldn't squeeze anything out.
No, it was my ring box was too tight to get any rings out.
Aye, see, that's you at the back. You know, you're a tight arse. You need to chill out, man. I mean, your box, man, is puckered up, man, super tight. I mean, you getting an internal examination by a doctor must be like breaking into Fort Knox. You need to chill out, relax, let your sphincter just, I mean, you're just like a fucking Jubilee clip, tightened down, choking a pipe to death. You need to just,
I think
just relax.
I think they were scared in case I coughed and he lost his finger up my arse.
I know, you would have chopped it off, man, like a guillotine. You could use your ring box as a torture implement. Should send you out to Iraq for enhanced interrogation techniques, and you're just sitting there with your arse exposed like some evil glory hole. And they go, right, you stick your finger in there. Are you a member of Al Qaeda? Aye, I'll admit it. I don't put my finger in the Glesga Das boy's bum. Aye, it could be a torture device. You could get a job in a factory cutting pipe. You just put a pipe up your ring box and go, clench, boom, there's another one, boom.
A plumber's apprentice or a gas
Absolutely. You could be cutting pipe. You could be Blackpool Rock, crack. Another one out.
Did he shave my pubes and everything? It was
what, round the front?
Aye.
They had to shave the front to get in the back.
Aye, everything. They shaved everything round in the front. And then, it was awful. Looked like the council had cut it, NHS. See, at least if you went private, they would sweep your pubes up. But they never. It would just.
At least if you went private,
they would sweep your pubes up.
They would sweep your pubes up?
Aye, they would take the pubes.
You're not telling me they left all your pubes lying on the bed?
Well, they left them all over the place.
What do you mean all over the place? I mean, where were you when they shaved your buzz?
I was there lying down. Well,
where were you, in your own bed or in another
in
bed?
A bed, aye.
And they just left all the hairs in the bed?
They did, aye.
Oh, did you not put a sheet down?
No.
Or a bag or something?
No, not that I remember.
So you had to lie in your own ball hairs?
Aye. No, I lie in them every day. It's just, they were...
Aye, but they're attached to you?
Aye, they were attached this time. Yeah. And then it was no... And then it was literally, I couldn't... After the operation, I couldn't shit for a week after it either. It was awful.
Why? You weren't allowed to shit?
No, because it was so painful trying to shit. And that's why I had to take the drinks that make you just...
The laxative?
The laxatives. Yes.
To soften it. Because you've got the Bristol stool scale. Do you know what that is?
No.
It's a scale that goes from 1 to 7... that measures the consistency or the hardness of your turds. And I can't mind if it's 1 is like Bisto and 7 is like concrete and everywhere in between, or if 1 is concrete and 7 is water, but it's everywhere in between, and they measure how hard your shit is on the Bristol stool scale. So I can't mind what it is. Phone us in, let us know if it's which is which. If the higher the number is, the softer or the harder it goes.
So why Bristol? Why is it associated to Bristol?
That's a very good question. I mean, but they do that. They have scales. I mean, like, they measure comas in the medical profession by calling it the Glasgow coma scale.
That's
the Glesga coma scale. The idea that nobody can scone you as much as a Glaswegian. So when you're out the game in Glesga, you're out the game. Where is he? How is he on the Glesga coma scale? Oh, that's a 10. He's no waking back up for a month.
And is there like a Dundee diabetes scale?
Maybe, I don't know, but tell us if you're out there, tell us weird scales. Like the Beaufort scale is for wind, the speed of wind, the Beaufort scale, and it's related to observable phenomena. So, like, you know, women's skirts blowing up would be a 4 on the Beaufort scale.
I've had to blow into one of the things as well. Know how to measure your lung capacity? You blow into that.
Yeah, I know. I blew in one of them and got done for drunk driving for a year. Fucking murder.
They do that now for drink driving as well.
What they do what?
Well, they take a sample of blood, don't they, to prove that you're actually...
Yeah, well, when you get done if you're involved in a drunk driving incident, it is my understanding that they take a breath test and then they need to verify it with a blood test.
Right, okay.
So you can fail a breath test, but pass a blood test.
Okay.
In fact, I know something that happened to, and a guy, and he said to me, he said, I failed a breathalyzer, and so I got arrested and get taken to the police station, and I was shiting myself. I was going to get done for DD, and I was that afraid and so full of adrenaline when they took the blood test. He passed the blood test, and they couldn't charge him. They had to let him go.
Wasn't it the comic that had bad breath? That's why he failed it. They were like, "Fuck me, don't blow anywhere."
Yeah, you're going to kill the whole station, right? But no, it wasn't him. It was somebody else.
Right, okay. Have you ever had to do like a blood test or a breathalyzer test?
No, I was only joking.
Right. Okay.
I'm not in a habit of drinking and driving, so I think it was one of the things that I had a drink. I had a pint or something.
You can't even have that now.
No, I'm not in a habit. Don't drink and drive, kids. It's no big and it's no clever. Don't take drugs and drive. Just don't do it.
Have you ever give blood?
I did give blood back in 1990, and it caused arrhythmia. 2 days after I gave blood, see, I was born with a hole in my heart.
Wow.
And it caused some serious arrhythmia because I'd had a hole in my heart at the time. And the doctor said it was possible that it could have been given the blood, and my heart started, the wee heart flutter.
Arrhythmia, did they have a top 10 hit in the 80s? Did they sing Sweet Dreams, did they? Sweet dreams are made of...
Aye, that was Eurythmics. Fair enough. What happened? I ended up getting the hole in the heart fixed. That's what led to treatment for getting the hole in the heart repaired. I gave blood and then caused a problem with arrhythmia, and they put me on an ECG and then monitored the heart, and they went, we need to operate, we need to close the hole in your heart, which is the hole was between the 2 bottom ventricles, and had to go in for surgery.
Nice. You're getting your hole closed and I'm getting mine widened. Jesus
I know,
Christ.
That's the difference between us two.
So you had a hole in your... How long were you in hospital with a hole in your heart?
A week.
A week?
Went in for open heart surgery to get it fixed, and I was out within... I was young then, hard as fuck. I was only in for 4 or 5 days. And then I got out, and I was fine.
They don't take your tonsils out now either, did you know that?
Don't they?
No.
What do they do?
They just leave you. You don't get your tonsils out. They just don't have the capacity of the NHS to take tonsils out now.
Is that right?
Aye.
You must not need them. What do they do if you've got tonsillitis then?
I think you just get ice cream and jelly, and that's it.
Is that right? Well, I don't know, I never had tonsillitis.
And they say you should never get your now how they say appendix, it doesn't matter. You can't say that getting anything out your body is alright. Like, people think, just
They
get my
can't
appendix
say getting
out.
anything out your body is alright. I think you'll find a good shit helps. So the people watching this now going to save up all their shit.
I've not a good shit in
If you
18
got a
years.
bit of phlegm, if you got a bit, just get it out there. What are you talking about? Get the wax out your ears, you bam.
So what else do you get? You get tested after 50 for you send your poo.
You get the bowel cancer test every 2 years.
Okay. What else? Nothing. Is that it?
You get your prostate checked. They push your finger up your... Although baby put his whole arm up you, but you get the doctor puts your finger up your and just checks for an enlarged prostate or whatever, or hardening of the prostate, and because that can cause problems. I mean, I don't know. It seems mine's all right, so I don't know.
Because you get the breast screening vans in car parks as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's a good thing. Yeah, you need to get checked for stuff, you know. If for stuff, what does it take? A few minutes, get it done.
No. Whatever happened to that talking about testing poo? That Gillian McKee, is that her name? She used to look...
Gillian McKeith.
Aye, McKeith.
I never really watched her, but I know she used to she had a TV show. I mean, this is how kind of perverted we've got. Come on my show and bring a jobby. And she would look at the jobby, and she's obviously cognisant with the Bristol stool scale, because she would look at the jobby and be able to... I think she's some fucking weird fortune teller. Like, you used to get people that read tea leaves. She would read your jobby, right? And she'd go, oh, I can see you're going to have a stroke when you're 50. I can see for your jobby, your wife's going to leave you. Oh, you're going to get a job in the Navy. Right, I don't know, stuff like that. She would divine your future from your jobby. I could see you're getting 5 a day. How can you tell that? There's a lot of sweet corn in this jobby. So that's what she done. She apparently... She knows things. She can tell, apparently, from your jobby a lot about you. I can see from your jobby the colour. You drink a lot of blue balls. It's got a blue haze, a hue.
Have you ever heard of these sort of, again, like chief executives and all that, who go for full body scans?
Well,
and examinations.
Well, that's what they do. If you can afford it, that's the thing. You can get a CT or an MRI scan, which can detect stuff. Which, if you've got anything wrong with you or the beginnings of something, it can pick it up, and then you can get it treated if they catch it early enough, and then you're fine.
They're going to find something, though.
Well, maybe. You know, that remote control you'd lost or something like that. There's something there. Find stuff inside you. You know, like wee soldiers you'd stuck up your bum and that dead moose for last week. So, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to take care of yourself, to take precautions.
Do you take stuff to help your health, like vitamins? Do you ever take vitamins?
No, none of that.
I take 6 a day.
I know you do. I'm not so sure there's any substitute for living your best life, to try and eat properly, non-processed food. Processed food's maybe not as good for you as non-processed food. So good food, if you can, organic food, but fresh food, and making your dinners fresh. Try and stay away from additives and, you know, it's artificial sugars and all that. Try and stay away from all that. If you can drink water or natural herbal teas and stuff like that, and stay active, because my understanding is what keeps you healthy is stressing your mitochondrial DNA, which means just going out for a walk, but a brisk walk, getting your heart rate up and staying as healthy as you can. But just do what you can. Be a bit more active, if only for 15 minutes a day, and don't overeat, and don't eat a lot of shite, and don't drink too much, and don't smoke. Smoking's terrible for you. And vaping, don't vape. But just take care of yourself.
Aye. See, my problem is when I have a drink, that's when I eat shite. So it's a double-edged sword.
When you that's, but if you can discipline yourself, I'm not saying every day you need to do this. Just try and do more good stuff and less bad stuff if you can. Just try and make better choices. Just try and eat less and move more. That's all you need to do. Eat less and move more, if you can.
What's your views on prescriptions that they're free in Scotland?
I think it's fantastic the prescriptions are free. I think it's fantastic that the Scottish Government have allocated a certain amount so that if people are unwell and they require medication, they can get it free of charge. That's fantastic.
See, I think you could save in that and you could charge folk. Because if you're for a low income family, you'll get it for free anyway.
So they should means test it. So in your world, you need to go panhandling and prove you're poor in order to sit in front of some po-faced wanker like yourself who judges you to be poor. Fuck you.
No.
Fuck you and everybody that rode in you. Fuck you.
No, I think you could save. It wastes a lot of money. If you take one tablet out of a strip of 10, you can't use it again. The NHS lose a fortune with medicines that go to waste every.
Fuck you. It should be properly funded. We said this last week. Get it up, you. It's the right way. It's working well.
So you don't think, even though some people can have a pass to get free prescriptions, do you not think people that earn a fortune should pay for their prescription?
No, I think the taxes that we pay in this country should be allocated towards things which are for the betterment of the general population. That's what I mean. But here we are. You know, we're in a world where we spend money on things like weaponry, firing missiles into the desert in the Middle East, and spending money sending some poor bastard to Rwanda. I think it's a question of choices, and the problem is with you reading all the propaganda in the papers and saying, oh, these fucking people punching off the NHS. Fuck you.
I don't read any newspapers.
Well, you're clearly misinformed anyway. That's my view. No, prescriptions are free and it's a good thing. Mm. But if you're saying we should means test people and let people who have worked all their days, they've paid into the system, people that are elderly people who have got some dignity, some self-respect, have got to then go and prove how poor they are. How dare you say something like that? Fuck you.
And what about the situation with people that go private? So do you think there is a need for private healthcare? It's
there, and I don't have a problem. It's basically there. If people can afford to do it, fine. But the NHS should be properly funded. I don't have a problem with private healthcare. It's there, and if people use it, that's fine. Fair enough. I don't have a problem with people being rich. I have a problem with people who don't pay their tax and then will go and turn round and be bully big boss at a charity dinner and pay 50 grand for some fucking bollocks to get you a charity, and the bastard won't pay his tax. Fuck him. That's the problem. Mm. The people with serious money aren't paying their way. They're not paying enough tax.
Mm. I was surprised I won that speedboat, to be honest, but it was worth the 10 grand.
There you go.
What about then in terms of, do you not think, see people that get pished or whatever, right, and they call an ambulance out, do you think they should be charged for that?
No.
No.
Sometimes you're pished and you fall down the stairs, right? But it's just, life happens. Sometimes you're pished, you fall out a window. Sometimes you're pished, you go on the road and get hit with a taxi. That's what happens. Drunks can be accident prone. If you get pished, stay in a house by a bungalow, right? But the point is, it happens. It's free at the point of use for everybody, whether you're sober or pished. But if you can be pished, and if you of an evening tend to be a wee bit chemically inconvenienced, try and be a bit responsible. That's all. But you know, one thing's got nothing to do with the other. I'm not going to judge anybody and then suddenly look down on somebody because of lifestyle. Because it seems to me that the stress of living sometimes for some people is so difficult for them that they kind of need to be pished and they need to get something to take them away from the stress of their life. It's all right for you. You're just a pampered middle class fanny sitting in judgment of everybody. That's your fucking problem.
So what do you think you'd make a good doctor, a good GP?
No, because I don't know nothing about anything. How would I be a doctor?
So what if I came to you? Is that you were my doctor and I come in and...
What if you came to me and I was your doctor? I would actually instantly euthanasia. I'd put you out your fucking misery. I'm only saying that because my son, I love him, but he's a pampered middle class fanny. That's why I brought up.
What do you think of folk euthanasia? We spoke about that. What do you think about folk going to Switzerland and all that? And
again, right, okay.
Assisted dying.
What do I think about, right, see if somebody wants to See if their quality of life is such that they generally, and it's their fully conscious, fully formed, educated decision, they should be free to do what they want. No problem.
But do you think there's a need that they need to have to go to Switzerland, or they could make that decision here?
I think as it stands at the minute it's right. I don't have a view on it one way or another. I think he's quite entitled to make his own decision. What I have a problem with euthanasia, and this is why we don't have it in this country, is suppose I end up a few years from now a bit fuck-witted, right? And you're a ball bag. You're clearly up to your eyeballs in debt, buying hair transplants and arse expanders and all sorts of bollocks on the internet, and you want my wee stash of pension money, or my couple of pound I put by for the bookies and that. You go, ooh, I want my hands on it. You would make the decision for me and get me fucking popped. That's a problem. Greedy bastards like you. You know, you want my pelmets and all that I've got above my window, all my retro stuff, all my LPs and stuff, my 8-track tapes. You want your hands on it to sell it on cash in the attic. That's the problem. Greedy bastards like you would seek to take advantage of a euthanasia law for your greed and your avarice.
But it's weird how you can, if your dog's no well, you'd take it to the vet and they put it down, whereas you can't do that with
No,
you.
no, but the vet will determine, right? The vet makes a determination. The dog's fucked. Now, you can take the dog home and let it suffer, and we'll give you painkillers and chop its back legs off and get a bike for it or something. I don't know. But you would hope, with the best will in the world, that medical professionals are acting with integrity and are giving you the correct information and prognosis and how we go for here. All other things being equal, I'm presuming there aren't any bad actors here like you, but unfortunately there's too many arseholes like you in the world who are looking after their own interests, and you're no here to make the world a better place. You're here to make your life better for you at other people's expense, generally.
So you don't think there should be somewhere in the future, for instance, like a vet, so if you were unwell, I'd take you there and say, don't worry, it's no CT scan today, and I'd just say, can you put them down? Because you're just fucked anyway.
Well, you're making that decision, no me.
Aye, but
that's my point.
But your best interest would be in my...
Your best interest... Well, no, my best interest is my best interest.
But you can't
not
say
as you see it.
But not if you can't talk.
No, but no, I've made the point, no. But that's not in my best interest.
Well, if your back legs have gone, it is.
Well, it doesn't matter. You making a decision based on my best interests is an oxymoron. It's a misnomer. Because what's in my best interest is what I decide, not what you decide.
So talking about the end of life, we're nearly at the end of this episode, but before that, we're going to listen to some voice notes. So let's go for that then. Let's see what we've got.
Hi, Glesga, it's Connor. I would like to know your daily fitness regime.
My daily fitness regime. Well, Connor, was that his name? Connor, I'll tell you. Since my stroke last year, I try and walk a couple of miles a day. I don't always get round to it, but I try and be a bit more active, and I try and eat a bit less rubbish. I've been a bit more active. I like to walk. If I can, I walk for an hour.
God, you walk how many miles a day, did you say?
I can walk as many as 5.
Right, okay, well, maybe cut down to 2, because I want that inheritance. I want your pension pot, you bastard. I've waited long enough. Well, thank you, Connor. That's thanks for that voice note. You've won 2 tickets to come and see us at any Glesga show. So thanks to Connor there. Now, before we go, let's look at a healthy person, one of our celebrities who phoned us in with a clip this week.
Hello, Glesga. I'm loving the new podcast.
Who's this?
What? It's me. It's comedian Mark Nelson.
Mark Nelson.
I'm currently on tour all across Scotland.
Oh, aye. With the big teeth. But are they your support act? Fuck off.
And here's a clip that you decided was your favourite from last week.
Dad, can we come over? We've got a gas leak.
So have we. Very dangerous, don't come near. Fuck off.
So thanks for listening to that episode. If you enjoyed it, please give us a cheeky 5-star review on Spotify or Apple, or if you're on YouTube, just give us a nice comment, and remember to hit that bell to subscribe so you can find out more on the next episode and when that's released. And that's all we've got time for this week. Talking about end of life, that is now the end of the episode, a flat line, literally. So if you enjoyed this two-parter, please tell a friend, and if you didn't,
Fuck off.